Hi Pisces, I'm Colleen Pearl and welcome to my channel, The Cool Crone. In today's video, we're going to be doing a tarot card reading to predict the whole month of November. You've got Mars in your second house going direct very soon, affecting your money. So let's get into the reading and find out how. Okay Pisces, for your reading, I've laid out the cards in 4 columns of 4 cards each. So the first column is week 1, the second column is week 2, and so on. All right, let's get started. So the first card up for you is the Empress. And the Empress is usually a person who is very nurturing, she's life-giving. She cares for others. She is able to heal. And so there's an energy for you at the beginning of this month that you are taking care of things, you're taking care of people, that you're healing, you're nurturing everyone around you. The next card in your reading is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a young person who has something to say. They have an announcement to make. And this will be a younger person. This will be somebody who's very good with words, who has really good ideas. So you're going to want to listen to that person. And it could be, I'm just intuitively getting that this could be somebody that you have not met before or you don't know very, very well. Then we have 2 major arcanas coming up for you for the first week of November. The Wheel of Fortune and the next one is Justice. So this means that whatever has been down is going to be going up. So if you've been struggling in some way, that struggle is going to be relieved. If you've been overindulging, you're going to stop overindulging and probably feel a little sick. So the wheel is going to turn, in other words. So whatever you've been putting in, if you've been having a hard time with something, that's going to ease up for you. And we also have Justice. And Justice shows that what should be happening will happen. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you've overindulged eating-wise, then you're going to suffer the consequences. Likewise, if you've been putting in a lot of hard work towards something, that's also going to pay off. So Justice really works. And Justice right now is judging you. So 3 major arcana in this first week of November for you. Having a lot of major arcana in a reading means that you've already set things in motion. You've already set things up. So in this case, that would have been in October or maybe even since the summer or whatever, a few months. And that action is taking place without you having to put a lot of energy into it. So it's good. It's good stuff happening for you the first week in November. Let's look at the second week. Second week starts out with the King of Pentacles. So part of your activities this month are going to have to do with business. It's going to have to do with your money. And you are feeling like you've mastered something having to do with your money. So you're letting go of that and moving on to the next level. So think of it as in a chess game. You know, once you've won that game is over, and you go on to the next one, which you may also have to struggle to master, but you're going to have to work on a new game. So the kings very often mean that you've mastered that level and that you're letting go and moving on to the next level. You're looking for the next challenge. And I think that's what's going on for you in the second week of November, Pisces. The next card in the second week for you is the Six of Pentacles. So this is also business related, and it speaks to having regular income and income you can rely on. And that's where you're headed. So your next level from the King of Pentacles is to find something where you have regular income coming in, probably so you don't have to worry so much about income, but also, I'm guessing, so that you don't have to work quite as hard as you used to. And the third card is a commitment of some kind. So you and another person, probably somebody that you know and that you're very close to, are forming a partnership of some kind, a trust, an agreement, a bond. And in the second week of November, it's going to be very important for you. There may be papers that have to be signed. It may be, maybe that's what the Page of Swords is there for, indicating that there may be papers that have to be signed in the second week of November. And the last card for the second week of November says that things are going to happen very quickly, that things are just going to be going really, really fast for you. Either you're going to be getting a lot of phone calls, or there's a lot of people around you, or you have a lot of papers to attend to, maybe a lot of papers to sign, or maybe you just have a lot of things to do. But the Eight of Wands indicates that things are flying fast and furious at you, and you have to take care of them. The next card, or for the third week in November, is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles talks about having a legacy, building up wealth to the point that you leave it for your family and that the money works for itself. And seeing as how you already started as the King of Pentacles the week before, I can see that letting go of that King's mastery level of wherever you were at and going on to this next level, this is the next level. So rather than just having a job and working for someone else and then having a business and making money for yourself and then investing money so that money comes to you easily, now you're in the leagues where you've got so much money that you're leaving it as a legacy for your family. So there's various levels of making money and using money and manipulating money that you're very interested in. The second card for the third week in November, Pisces, is the Star. This is the Star of Hope. This means that you are a person who is hopeful, and also when other people look to you, they see hope. Also, it shows that you're going to be recognized for something wonderful in the month of November, in the third week of November. So that's kind of nice to be recognized in that way. And Pisces, I know a lot of you are not looking for this recognition. A lot of you give selflessly all the time. But in this instance, you could at least just nod your head and acknowledge it. The next card is Temperance. Temperance is showing that you are able to move things, change things almost alchemically. You can take lemons and make them into lemonade. You can change water into wine. So this is really tapping into your ability to make do with whatever you have, whatever resources are at hand, and make them work for you. So if you're going into this new phase, right, a new chapter of your life, as it were, that's a good thing to have. Because when you're new at something, you're not as expert as you were in the previous thing that you did. So you kind of have to make do. You kind of have to use your resources wisely. And that's what this card is saying you will be able to do in November in the third week. The last card for the third week of November is the Two of Pentacles. And traditionally in tarot, the Two of Pentacles is the guy kind of juggling, kind of balancing on one foot then the other with the two pentacles. And in this way, he's trying to make a choice. I guess maybe he's weighing them and seeing if one is heavier than the other. But to me, that card always has indicated that there's a risk if you hop around too long with your money, it's either going to fall out of your pocket or it's just going to be frittered away. So I don't like the stability of the Two of Pentacles. So you got to make your decision and you got to move on with it. That's what the message is for this. And that's the end of the third week of November. Now the fourth week of November also begins with a 2. This is the Two of Swords. So this definitely is a decision that you have to make at the very beginning of the last week of November. Swords are communications, they are words, they are things you post on the internet, messages that you send like emails or letters. And in this case, this also is indicating investigation or research. So you're going to have to research things a little bit in the last week of November in order to get the most out of what you're trying to do. Yeah, so that's what that card means. The Eight of Swords, also swords, is the second card. Now this is a new experience for you. You're in a new kind of slot. You weren't in that before. And so you're worried. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling bound. You're feeling like you can't move one way or the other. But you can. The girl in this card is not truly bound. The ropes on her hands, she could easily slip off. The swords in the ground around her in a circle are not connected. She could walk through those swords at any time and just take off the blindfold. But she chooses to allow herself to be held hostage, as it were. So explore your motivations and your perceptions really carefully. Do your research. Look at the whole lay of the land before you make decisions, and it's probably decisions about money. And be careful with your decisions, because if your perception is that you're just automatically going to lose, or you're just automatically not going to have as much money as you really need, then, change that perception. You have that ability to do that. You do have temperance in your corner after all. So don't allow your attitudes to be impoverished. The next card is the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands shows that you have accomplished quite a bit and you have acquired quite a bit. The Three of Wands is a man who is looking out over the ocean. There's a boat out there, and perhaps he owns that boat and everything on it. So he is a person of means, and he is surveying his realm, as it were. And this can be you too. So you're moving into the world of money as legacy. You're moving into a different world than you were before, where you were working for someone else. You're managing your own wealth, and you're creating your own wealth. And that's what this guy is doing, is he's looking over his own wealth, and he's deciding what he's going to do next. I guess he's strategizing. And that's what you need to do too. And that goes back to the two sword cards that we just read. Swords are investigation, but also just thinking about stuff, strategy. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So you're really going to be careful. Now, in the latter part of November, Mercury will be completely out of shadow. But it goes direct on the 3rd, and it stays in that shadowy period until about mid-month. So the second half of the month is really a better time to be strategizing and reviewing and investigating and researching. So just keep that in mind. The last card is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card that says all the answers are within you. So everything that you're trying to accomplish, everything that you're trying to figure out, everything that you're wondering about, you've already got the answers. So all you have to do is look within. Meditate, contemplate, spend some time in nature, spend some time alone, just kind of mulling it over, and the answers will come to you. You really don't need a big book or a big expert standing next to you in order to get these answers. Money and dealing with money. Money is numbers. This is a creative thing. So if you can think about numbers as a creative thing and not as a static money thing, you can really imagine much more and be willing to accept much more from the universe than if you're thinking of numbers as static things. Like, I have this many rocks and you have this many rocks, so how am I ever going to get a big mountain of rocks? That's not the way to think of it. The way to think of it is, how do I manifest a mountain of rocks, and just allow the universe to help you manifest it. It's a different way of looking at things. Okay, Pisces, that is your reading for November. I hope you really loved it. I had fun doing the reading, and I'm curious to know what you think about the action with Mercury and what's going on with it in the month of November. Please be sure to comment down below and let me know about that Mercury. And if I were you, I would also watch your rising sign. It's very, very helpful. It gives you a lot more insight. Please like the video. Those are always important to the channel. Please click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time.